Hello, my dear students, and welcome back. I know your exams are just around the corner and the tension must be building up, Beta. But please, don't you worry at all. Today, we are going to master one of the most important and scoring topics in Python, lists. Trust me, by the end of this short session, you'll feel like a superhero, ready to solve any question on this chapter.
Okay, so let's just jump right in. Imagine your teacher asks you to write a program, and you need to store the computer science marks for all 100 students in your class. How would you do it? What's the very first thought that pops into your head?
You could, I suppose, create 100 different variables, like marks 1, marks 2, marks 3, oh my god, all the way to marks 100. But just think about it. That would be so much work and so confusing. Arey nahi baba, there has to be a smarter way and easier way. And of course there is.
And that's where our superhero for today enters the picture, the Python list. It's the perfect tool to handle situations just like this, where you need to group a lot of items together, all in one single place. So, what is a list, really? It's actually very simple. A list is just a collection of items, they have a specific order, and the best part is you can change it even after you've made it. And always remember its symbol, the square brackets. Anything you put inside these becomes a list.
You know, lists are not picky at all. You can store anything you want in them. You can have numbers, you can have words, you can even have a mix of different types of data, all in the same list. And look at this. You can even put a list inside another list. We call that a nested list. It's super useful for organizing complicated data. Now, I mentioned this word, mutable. It sounds a bit technical, doesn't it? But all it means is changeable or flexible. This is its superpower. It means your data can adapt. Once you create a list, you're not stuck with it. You can add new items, remove old ones, or change the ones you already have. This flexibility is what makes lists so powerful in your programs. Okay, so we have this container, this list, but how do we get things out of it and how do we change them? Let's find out. It's time for you to learn how to use your new superpowers.
I want you to imagine a train, a passenger train. A list is just like that. Each item you put in the list is sitting in its own bogie, its own little carriage, and every bogie has a number on it, which in Python we call an index. This index is basically the address for that item. Now here is the most important rule in Python, and I want you to remember this forever. Counting always starts from 0, not 1, 0. So the first bogie is index 0, the second is index 1, and so on. In our example here, to get red, we use list 1, 0. And here's a very cool trick. If you want the very last item, you don't need to count all the way to the end. You can just use index -1. How simple is that? And remember, we said lists are mutable, they are changeable. Well, this is what we mean. If you want to change green to yellow, you just go to its address, that's indexed 1, and you assign the new value. So list 1, 1 equals yellow. And that's it. The list is updated. Easy peasy. Now that we know the basics, let's look at some really fun operations you can do with lists. Think of these as combining your powers to do even cooler things with your code. You can do some really neat things with simple symbols. You can join two lists together with a plus sign, just like you're adding numbers. You can repeat a list's items with the star sign. And you can quickly check if an item is inside a list using the in keyword, which just gives you a simple true or false. Okay, get ready for the best part. Lists come with some built-in special moves, which we call methods. These are like powerful shortcuts that let you do amazing things with your lists very easily. And let me tell you, these are very important for your exams. Pay very close attention, my students. This is a favorite exam question. What's the difference between append and extend? See, append adds the new list as a single item at the end. It creates a list inside a list. But extend is different. It opens up the new list and adds each of its items one by one. So remember the difference. Append adds one whole thing, extend adds many individual things. And there are so many more magical methods. Insert lets you add an item anywhere you want, not just at the end. Remove gets rid of an item if you know its value, while pop takes out an item using its index. And this is useful when you want to use that removed item later. You can also reverse the whole list or count how many times an item appears. Make sure you practice all of these. All right, enough theory. Now it's time to test our knowledge with some quick-fire questions that often appear in your board exams. Are you ready? Let's go. Here's the first one, another classic point of confusion. If you have a list, what is the real difference between using list1.sort and using sorted list1? Take a second and think about it. They sound like they do the same thing, but there's a very important difference. And here is the answer. The sort method. It changes the original list itself. It sorts it right there, in place, we call it. But the sorted function, it's much more polite. It leaves the original list completely untouched and gives you a brand new sorted copy to work with. This is a very important distinction to remember for your exams. Okay, next question. This one is on nested lists. We have a student's record here. Name, roll number, a list of marks, and a percentage. Now, how would you get just the marks of the fifth subject, which is the number 69? And the answer is star record 24. But why? Well, first, we need to get to the list of marks. That list is at index 2 of our main list, star record. Then, inside that little list, the fifth subject is at index 4. Why? Because we start counting from 0. So 2 steps means 2 square brackets. Simple. And that's it for our quiz. You did a great job. So you've seen that lists are your flexible superhero friends, using square brackets to hold anything you want. You know that indexing starts at 0, and that methods like append and sort are your special moves. You have a new superpower for your exams. Just practice a little bit every day, and I promise you, you are going to do great. I have full faith in all of you. Now, if you found this helpful, please hit that like button and share it with your friends who might also be finding this chapter a little tricky. And most importantly, let me know in the comments which chapter you want me to cover next. I am here to help you. Keep learning, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.